So we are live. We are recording. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to T3G. This is the Tangents Podcast. My name is Dalibor. This is Hades.
Nope.
And we are here to talk some shit about some shit.
About everything. We're just going to shit on everything today.
We're just going to shit on everything.
Shit on everything.
Everybody.
I like shitting on stuff.
If you were having a good day, you're about to have a bad one. Nah. But that's not entirely true. I'm sure we'll shit on something.
Listen, Bo Bennett wants to know when it became okay to wear men wear chapstick.
Listen, he didn't like Uggs the first season either.
But then he
was
loves
like, he loves some Uggs.
He's gonna get buried with his Winchester and some Uggs.
And some Uggs. Yep. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Ranch is over. You're 4 seasons in? Or 4 parts, whatever. Are you halfway
So
through?
almost 5th. I think the funeral happens towards the end of part 4. So I think I'm almost on part 5.
No, that definitely happens in 5.
Oh, in 5.
Yeah, it happens in 5 because...
Oh, then I'm in 5.
Yeah, you're in 5. Okay. You're almost there. Maybe in 6. I don't know. It's been a while.
Listen, I'm getting close. It's a great show, though.
Great series.
It's a great series because it's a perfect mix of comedy and then like the dramatic moments.
Absolutely.
Like it's just perfect, and it's like, especially Bo, like when he just randomly says shit, it's funny.
Oh yeah.
But like, it's not like one of those in your face funny. Like he just says it, and either you laugh or you don't.
Right. Right.
But what's funny is if you watch the show carefully, you'll notice there's some scenes where they're like laughing because they can't hold it back.
Oh,
so
yeah. There's been moments.
They're incorporating in the scene. So
the best, dude. Some of the best things I've watched recently were behind the scenes of Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Yeah.
Because some of those, like, that show had a lot of like serious, political moments and all this kind of stuff. And so, like, just to see someone like Data, who, as a viewer of the show, like, he never laughs or smiles, and it is characteristically like out of the normal for him to laugh. So for him to just bust out when someone screws up a line, like he's normal, he's just there, and then he's like, ah! Like it's so fucking funny.
No, it's a good show, man. It's a good show. It's too bad, with spoilers.
Danny Masterson.
But it's too bad, whatever, going on there with Masterson and
allegations were made. He
I looked into it. There's been no real movement since the allegations were made.
And listen, you could say a lot of things about that, and maybe because he's not in the public eye, maybe that's why it didn't go forward.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe him leaving the show, like being unemployed.
Right.
Maybe that meant something, and then maybe somebody's not getting paid. Like, I don't know. I don't know the situation.
I agree.
I am a fan of waiting for the facts and the details and the law
Same here, man. I can't.
The legal cases to come through. I'm not going to say the legal system is in all aspects perfect. See OJ.
Yeah.
Because he definitely fucking did it.
No. We've already discussed this. Dude, I don't care what I go to trial for. I'm just going to be like United States versus Donald Trump. You got to quit it.
It's true.
So
true.
That's...
It's true. It's on audio recording, and it is clearly, anyway, whatever.
That's just a different conversation. But I'm just saying.
But that's what Tangents is. If you don't know what Tangents is,
right.
Fucking look that shit up.
But it's just too bad. But I agree with you. I think they did that pretty good though within the show. How they handled that. So
yeah, they did a good job. It wasn't just like, oh, the character disappears. It wasn't like season 5 of Sliders that was really, really upsetting because it was like the brothers left the show between seasons and they're like, we still have a fucking show to put on. Yeah. So they they merge with another universe's version of themselves.
Sure.
All I know is at the beginning of the episode, they're running away from camera. They jump into a portal, and when they come out, it's a different dude entirely. Right. And I'm like, if he's supposed to be them from another universe, even when they found girl versions of him, she still looked like him a little bit. Like, this dude looks like a completely different dude.
Oh, I know.
Like, it's not the same dude, but like, whatever. I don't know. What's his face? Jerry O'Connell.
He doesn't really do much.
He doesn't. He's been on a couple shows.
He tried to have a show with Belushi. That didn't go well.
He's had a couple shows. I thought he had something that was pretty popular.
Maybe.
If you're watching, this is going to be a new thing that we're adding to actually show you guys what we're looking at.
Jerry O'Connell.
There it is. Jerry O'Connell. I don't care about Wikipedia. IMDb, that's where it's at. Piranha 3D, you know, he was doing some big stuff.
He was doing some big stuff. Oh, he was in Billions. That's right.
He was in Billions, yeah. But before that, I thought he had something. He was Superman on a bunch of stuff. Ray Palmer. He did a lot of voices.
Oh, voices?
He was Superman, Death of Superman. He was on Justice League Action, so that's cool. But my thing is, he used to be on... Okay, by the way, this is the difference. We had to turn off hardware acceleration for Firefox for this to actually work in OBS. And you see, I don't know if you're seeing it, Hadis.
Yeah.
There's like a stutter, like a shutter lag. Yeah. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Where is it? So go all the way back. The Defenders? What?
That's the one he did with Belushi for one season.
Oh, was it like legal?
It was, and it looked like it
was... Crossing Jordan. He was there for 5 years.
Oh, well, at least
he had 5 years of Crossing Jordan.
Ah, well,
but my problem was that he went from Sliders to...
Mariah Carey featuring Jay-Z Heartbreaker.
No. What was it? Wasn't it...
Body Shots.
Kangaroo Jack was his big movie out of that.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, he came out of Sliders and he was going to be a movie star. And that was the big thing, right? But the next time you heard about him was Kangaroo Jack. But look, he was in The New Guy. He was Highland High Party Twin #1. He was doing it big, man.
He was a movie star.
He was doing it big.
He was a movie star, dude.
Jesus Christ. I forgot he was in Scream too.
Hey man, listen. I'm
salty that he left. I'm salty that he left. I really like that show, and just like most shows, especially I feel like sci-fi shows, season 5 it fucking fell apart. Yeah. It happened on that. It definitely happened on fucking Andromeda. Andromeda's so weird. I told you about that before, where he opens the cabinet.
I never fully watched it. I literally watched a few episodes in season 1. And it's not because, like...
good series, dude.
And I'm not going to lie to you. Well, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the little bit I did see. And at the time, I was a big Kevin Sorbo fan. Now,
Now you should bootleg it, because fuck him.
He's a little weird.
He's a little too aggressive in his beliefs. Let's just put it that way.
Which, listen, I mean, to be fair, he's a public figure. He has a voice. He has beliefs.
That's fine. Here's the thing. I have no problem with people's beliefs, people's faith. But when he just... I don't want to see my celebrities use their fan page as their political stomping grounds. Like, I had no problem... And if it was Jennifer Lawrence, or if it was anybody else, a Republican person that did that video, or was like, you got to go out, you got to vote local, et cetera, et cetera. We talked about it before in a previous episode of the podcast. Yeah. If it was anybody, I have no problem with that. That is a specific thing you're doing for this. When everybody does those get out and vote videos,
right?
All of that shit, I have no problem with. When you take the entire content of one of your social media presences and just talk about politics, let it the fuck go.
I mean, unless he's very passionate about politics.
You know who's very passionate about politics? People who are usually very selfish.
Sir?
At that level. People who are that rich, that well off, and very passionate about politics are usually very, very involved in it and have something to gain out of it. That's been my experience and my observation.
Well, no, because I always said, like, whenever I got my shit together, right, when I'm able to pay my debt and stuff like that and get on my way, I always said that, like, then I'll worry about how to help others. And, I mean, helping others it's going to be through politics. I mean, that's one of the ways. It's not.
No, we talked about this. The only way that we can help through politics is by getting rid of the entire current establishment. And not
I'm going to fire them all.
And not a single damn one of them is going to vote against themselves.
I was born here. You know that, right?
Like, nobody on that's in Congress or that will be in Congress in any time in the next 10 years
that's the
is
problem.
going to vote for their own term limits.
But that's the problem. They're going to be there for like the next 100 years.
Exactly, because they'll never vote for their own term limits. So you'd have to get rid of the entire current establishment.
You absolutely would.
Which I was talking to, who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody earlier, and I was like, the only way to solve this problem, my boss, my manager at work, I was like, the only way to solve the problem is we need a bad guy.
I mean, that's true.
We need a bad guy.
Well,
bad guy needs to do the right thing.
Well, that's literally what we were just talking about at MXPI. That's the same thing we said. We said we'll stop hating each other when we have one bad guy.
Yeah, when we have somebody else to hate.
Yeah.
The problem is there's a very wise gentleman that I watch on TikTok. He does a lot of reading, stuff like that. He shares his learning.
Yeah.
And he brought up the fact that people have become more and more tribal.
Yeah.
And that's why we've gotten back to the us and them, the differentiation, the like firm stances about beliefs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because up until like the, and I might be off by a decade here, but like the 60s or 70s, the Republican Party was not the Christian party, but to get like the Southern vote, they essentially took on that value system. Yeah.
Well, that's where they're coming from. I was earlier at talking to a person, and we brought up one of those things, and one of the things we brought up was like gay marriage. Like the government had to approve gay marriage, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, why did the government have to approve gay marriage? Who cares if people get married?
But the problem.
But the church
cares.
The
church cares, and people who are religious cared, and
yeah.
My thing is like, if it's not actively going to harm someone, why not make it legal and tax it?
But last time I checked, the government doesn't run by.
Technically no, but
we know that's false.
But you know what would happen?
We know that's false.
Let's say, I mean, we're not going to use Bernie as an example, but let's say the next guy, let's say Bernie wins, and the next guy after Bernie, or maybe not even Bernie. Let's say Bernie loses and it's Trump for another 4 years, which is almost certain, right? Let's say that.
Put it right here.
Right. Let's say that. And then it's like, oh man, he keeps fucking up and keeps making shit worse. And then people just want something different. They just want something better and good and good for us.
Yeah.
And the Democrats bring forth the perfect candidate.
Right.
But they're not Christian.
Oh.
What is the likelihood of that person making it?
None.
Pete Buttigieg, I think, is
I was going to
Mormon?
say, isn't there a guy that's gay?
Yeah, Pete Buttigieg is gay.
Yeah. He's not going to make it.
And his brother-in-law went on Fox and Friends or some shit, and went on Fox.
Oh, boy.
Bro, he said what he's promoting is anti-God.
Oh, boy.
Not just like, oh, it's not Christian. It's anti-God. And I was like, I don't know if I've met atheists, hardcore atheists, that are not anti-God. Right. So like for you to say that, and that goes back to stuff we talked about before, where motherfuckers just say shit that is the worst shit when it's not really the worst shit.
Yeah.
And it was like, something is garbage. No, it's not garbage. It's bad, but it's not garbage.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's
This
literally is what I talked to my therapist about this week. Is people
he's anti-God.
People's beliefs without context. People's positions and opinions without allowing for any context. It's this thing, and this is what I believe. Yeah. But what about context? This is what I believe. Like, they don't care about the context.
They don't care.
They don't care that it exists.
It's literally one mind, straightforward.
Yeah. It's why I hate single issue voters. Whenever somebody's like, "Oh, I'm going to vote for this person because before we legalize weed here," but it's like, "I'm going to vote for this person because they're going to legalize weed." That's the one thing you care about.
Right.
There are 1,000 other issues.
Right.
Like important fucking issues.
Yeah, I'm glad they're going to legalize weed. But
then awesome. Like, before they raised minimum wage in Illinois, like, what about before that? Like, there were people who were voting on the basis of weed, but not on the basis of minimum wage. Like, there's gotta be context. You also gotta prioritize. Like, cool, weed, we just kept, like, John Mulaney.
Yeah.
John Mulaney has a great joke where he talks about, he's like, we have to battle things out in the Supreme Court for certain things. It's like, are gay people human beings? And the Supreme Court's like, we'll give it some thought.
That's true.
It's like, but like weed is just something that we just kept asking for like 40 years, and then they just gave it to us. Like the government just became like the cool parents, and they're like, we'd rather you have it in the house than go somewhere else and get it.
That's true.
And I'm like, that's a great fucking joke, but it's also very fucking true.
It's 100%
like
true.
It's like these, you know, like you said, what the fuck does it matter if gay people got married?
What does it
Nothing.
matter?
Because guess what? The world didn't burn down since they made it legal.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking died because of it. Well, nobody outside of gay people who were attacked for being gay.
Right.
But like no straight people became gay because of it.
Right.
Like didn't suddenly like gayify the country.
Yeah.
No. Nothing fucking happened except the government made a few more dollars off of fucking signing certificates.
Saying.
It made no fucking sense to me. Same thing with weed. Weed for me is like, they could have done, like, Illinois could have done this so long ago.
Oh, yeah.
And at least at this, dude, I don't know, I didn't bring this up before. I saw a thing the other day. We are short in quantity for recreational weed. We are running low on supplies.
You live in Illinois.
And I'm like, I know some dudes. Like, we can get you some supplies.
Listen, the reason for that is, you know, when you live in Illinois,
they've been waiting.
You need some weed.
Dude, they've been waiting. But think about it. Like, they made like $10 million the first day.
Yeah, the first day.
Yeah. Bro, if I made $10 million in my life, I'd be happy.
Wait, who made $10 million?
The state.
The state for taxes.
Just taxes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was $10 million in revenue.
Yeah.
But I mean, the cost is way lower. Most of it's taxes.
So think about this.
Taxes.
So Colorado literally became positive.
Yeah.
In their money.
Yeah.
When they legalized, Illinois will still be in debt. We still won't have money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's who runs this state.
Yeah, no. We're gonna like not have a budget again in a year,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be like, we're gonna shut down the government. And I'll be like, you guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
At some point, y'all have to go to jail. You all have to go to jail.
We literally have everything. We have tolls. We have taxes on everything. Mm-hmm. We have pretty big taxes too.
Yep.
And
all our shit just went up. License plates are $150.
Yep. Yes, sir. Everything just went up. We're still not gonna figure it out.
$150 fucking dollars.
Still not gonna figure it out.
Like, I really want to just be like, go, like, every, what is it, September for me? In September, just drive down to Springfield, be like, Jesse,
I know.
Still mine. Yeah. Still driving it. Are we cool, or do you still need $150?
Yeah.
Because this is stupid.
He's going to be like, $150, please.
Like, you want me to write you a check and send it to you via mail? I'll send it via postal carrier on a fucking horseback.
Bro, it's absurd. It is crazy, and I just don't understand it, man. It's like, I just don't get it. It's when that one guy that we were listening to when it was time to, choose your candidate for the state, he said, people are going to vote with their U-Hauls, and I'm like,
yeah.
More and more.
People are going to vote with their U-Hauls. That's definitely true. I think we're still losing people
100%.
in the state. The problem is, and I was talking to my boss about this, there are people, the cost of living here is very high, but I also think that there are people who are just, there is a problem with, how to phrase this. So to give you context, because context matters, kids.
But yeah.
She had said that her and her husband are actually like opposed on certain things on their beliefs. So she believes in like helping people out, and like some people like don't have the opportunity to like make money and earn their own way essentially. And he says that people should earn their own way. And I'm like, I'm a believer in helping people out, but I also believe that there are ways to make money regardless of what level you're at, regardless of what you're doing.
Right.
Like, unless you are physically or mentally incapable.
Right.
And that's a different conversation.
Right.
If you are a able-bodied person,
right,
an able-minded person, you can make money. As much as people make fun of him for being so braggadocious and being so matter-of-factly about it, Gary Vee is right. I can make $1,000 this weekend,
right,
just by selling shit I don't need in my house. $1,000, easy.
100%. Yeah, you could. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Like, I can make 10 by the end of the month if I just went and picked up shit people don't want.
Yeah.
And that's not like, oh, like that's hypothetical. No. That's not hypothetical. Motherfuckers are doing it every single day.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think, like, there's a Facebook marketplace on top of eBay, on top of Amazon, third-party sellers.
Because people are selling.
People are selling shit. There's not one app. It's not just Craigslist anymore. Right. There's also Let Go, and there's a bunch of other ones. I don't even know all of them.
Yeah.
People are making money. There's no question about
I mean, there's still idiots that try to, like, you know, you post the best price, and they're like...
Yeah, no, and you're going to have...
What's the lowest you can go? Well, that's a bad way to start, and this is the lowest I'm going to go.
You're going to have a bunch of shit to deal with, certainly, but, like, I was watching a dude on TikTok. He goes, and he has an app that checks Amazon.
Yeah.
And it's just for books.
Right.
He goes to, like, Goodwill and, like, just dirt cheap books. And he just scans them, and the app tells him how much it sells for, if it's profitable.
Right.
Like, essentially accounts for shipping.
Yeah.
So, like, boom, this will be profitable. Cool. And he said, claims, obviously I have no proof of this, but he claims that he moves all of his inventory within 90 days.
Damn, that's better than...
So within 3 months, he's moving every single book he's bought at that beginning.
That's better than a lot of...
Most bookstores don't move that fast.
Companies.
Like, I bet you half-price books are still sitting on shit in their store from a year ago, if not longer.
I bet dealerships are still sitting on their cars.
Oh my God. Dude, imagine if dealerships had that issue.
Yeah.
That they went through their whole inventory in 90 days.
I'm saying.
Even 180 days.
I'm saying.
Even to say 6 months. If you could rotate your entire inventory in 6 months, those dudes would be walking around in gold chains.
Yeah, we literally have, there's some stupid, Google it real quick. There's some stupid, just Google how many C7 Corvettes sitting in dealerships.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a stupid number of just Corvettes just sitting in dealerships. And these dealerships...
They don't want to move.
They're 2,600 new. Brand new.
Oh, it says with general discounts. With generous discounts.
With generous discounts.
No, there it is. There are over 6,000 C7s sitting on lots.
Yeah, that was in July of 2019.
6,000.
And these companies would rather sit on them and then get rid of them.
Yeah.
Like trash, get rid of them. Than sell them for cheap.
Dude.
Because it benefits them better to just get rid of it.
So Dan used to work at Home Depot.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were here for this conversation.
I think it was, because we were talking about GameStop too.
Yeah, they take they'll take a compressor that's gone to clearance.
Yeah.
That is lower than the value they paid for it.
Exactly. They'll throw it away.
They'll throw it away and claim it as a write-off to get more money
More
back.
money back, yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking...
It's absurd.
They are it's like, we get blamed for filling landfills. That policy should get blamed for filling landfills.
100%.
Imagine how much shit Home Depot is throwing out on a weekly basis.
Dude, it's idiotic.
Like, you look at
just hook me up with an air compressor, bro. I'll take it off your goddamn hands.
I'll tell people for 6 months that I love Home Depot.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, you give me an air compressor.
I'll wear a
where
Home
you shopping?
Depot
Home Depot,
every
motherfucker.
day.
Where you shopping? Home Depot.
Where'd
you get the air compressor? Home fucking Depot.
Where'd you get your groceries? Home Depot.
Home Depot. Groceries? Home Depot,
yeah, they got it all.
bitch.
They got it all. Everything. Everything you could possibly need.
Like, it's just...
dude, it's dumb.
It's
like,
stupid.
It's so fucking dumb.
I
don't get it.
The amount of money that's thrown away, you literally could have free advertisement by giving that shit to somebody, and they'll just talk about you. Just be like, hey, you just got to keep talking about us. Oh, okay. Give me everything.
Yeah.
I'll talk about you for the next 6 years of my fucking life.
Right.
And like...
Dude, I do that already. Like, if I like something, that's what I talk about.
I'm saying.
So, like... If you give me free shit, I'm
gonna
like it even more.
Yeah.
I'll talk all day about it.
It's just, it's
God
absurd,
damn.
man. It's absurd, man. It's stupid. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he goes through his inventory. That's dope. Good man.
All right. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a real thing. This is a practical thing. People do this shit. This isn't fucking make-believe.
Yeah.
Dude, by accident, Mike and I went to Half Price Books.
Yeah.
He was looking through some shit, and he found these, like, old magazines. He really was into them.
Yeah.
And he's like, I haven't been able to find these fucking anywhere. And they were just happened to be there, and they were like $5 a pop, $7 a pop.
Right.
They were on eBay at that moment for $20 to $50 each.
Yeah.
He was buying them because he really likes the shit, and that was he was gonna keep them for a fucking jam. But like, if somebody was just there and had checked, checked,
they just made like $13, $14.
Look at something like I've been looking for Samurai Troopers, i.e. Ronin Warriors on DVD for ages.
Oh my god, dude!
I have yet to find a complete set.
I kept looking at it too. I'm like, there's no way it's that hard than this. There's no way to find it.
It does not exist as a complete set. The OVAs, you can find the OVAs all fucking day long.
Yeah.
But the whole series basically doesn't exist as a whole set. I've seen like 2 or 3 volumes, and I was like, no, I want them all at the same time. Then they disappeared.
Yeah.
Because probably somebody had the other ones, and then they either sold it or kept it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real fucking thing. I mean, look at it this way. I completely remember I was telling you I was gonna buy the Marvel series like in the big fucking ridiculous set one day.
Yeah.
I realized I have like 3 movies already. I have the 2 Iron Mans, and I have the Hulk. The Hulk is in the case. I don't know where I put that case, but the Iron Man is in that face over there, the faceplate mask, the Target special edition. I forgot I had those until I pulled one of the boxes from the garage.
How the fuck did you forget that?
I forgot. Well, so I was like, I have that one. I bought the second one from the first one, put the second movie in it.
This guy.
And I was like, wait, I'm gonna buy, because I remembered I had my idea was that I was gonna get another one of the silver one on eBay and paint it to look like the Iron Patriot from 3.
Right.
And I'm going to have all 3 movies like on the wall, but with those 3 different helmets. But like, guess how I'm going to get that? Because someone has it and is selling it.
Yeah.
Because someone bought that shit because they were like, this is collectible.
That's how I picked up a finished version of anime that I watched a long time ago. Like, I couldn't find it anywhere, but eBay had a used one. I was like, I want it.
Yeah. Dude, it's what I'm saying is, let's even just like, you don't need a computer for that because you can hit the library and list your shit for free, 100%. Like on their Wi-Fi.
Yes, sir.
All you need is a phone, and almost everyone has a phone. Even fucking homeless people
last time I
phones.
checked, dude, how many times do we go shopping and we scan something just to see if there's a better price?
1,000 times.
Every time.
Like,
every time.
Like, there are so many ways to make money. I mean, fuck. Dude, if someone, the day it snowed, if somebody was like, hey, so you got the shovel out there, you must be busy because it's still not shoveled, $10, I'll do it for you. Here is 20. Make it go away.
Bro, you'd have to be
And I have a snowblower, and I enjoy using it. I just didn't have time. Like, it blows me away, and it's also a matter of humble, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fucking parroting shit that Gary Vee talks about, but it's all fucking true.
Yeah.
There are people who are like, oh, well, I mean, like kind of what I was looking at, right? I was looking at a position of, let's say I didn't have the dogs and we didn't have all this shit.
Right.
Granted, a lot of the shit we can get rid of, but she's also
sure.
There are reasons we can't get rid of the shit.
Sure.
Not yet. But if we didn't need all this space.
Right.
Nothing would stop me from selling this joint, getting a smaller house or a smaller apartment.
Right.
Because then I'm like, oh, this is like, let's say if only what we had was what we have in the house now, and the garage was empty, and we didn't have dogs.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, honey, here's the math. Here's how much we're gonna save, and here's how much money we're gonna end up with, and also, I can sell a bunch of my shit.
Absolutely.
And then I can, and then what I could do is, instead of having to have a job that pays me 45 or 50 or whatever the fuck I make now, I can get a job that pays me 35.
Right.
Because then,
yeah,
I don't need as much money.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's the thing is, and I every time I think about money, I think back to my mom, and she was always like, "You need to have money. You need to have money, and you have more money." And I'm just like, I don't need to have more money.
That's true. Well, that's like, you know.
And that's that old world, right? The old world is you got to have money, and that's how success is measured. And we talked about this. You know, they like to flex, and they bought shit, and they wanted to have nicer shit. All like, it's funny if you brought that word back into the past, like they wouldn't even understand it. Like if you brought that concept to them, they would be like, no. That's just how things are done.
Yeah.
Like they don't even have the.
That's just the thing.
They don't even have the capacity to think about it outside of this. Just how you do it.
That's true.
You know, you pick up the tab, just so people know that you can pick up the tab.
No, you just do it.
Like, I pick up the tab because I want to.
Right.
I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks.
I'm saying.
I'm not trying to fight a dude in the restaurant like our uncle did that one time to pay for his fucking coffee. Oh, he's like, no, I'll do it. And he's like, I'll pay for my own. He's like, no, I'll pay for it. And I'm like, just let the motherfucking pay for his own. Like, he wants to pay for his own, let him pay for his own.
What are you trying to prove, man?
Right, exactly. What are you trying to prove? So that's the thing. I think a lot of people are at that point where they're just trying to be like, oh, I can do this. Watch my shit and watch me flex and watch me stunt.
Right.
Like, Erica, we were at Aldi, and I pack a quarter now so I can get the fucking cart, because I kept trying to find a fucking box or something, and I kept carrying shit in my hands.
Right.
I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna keep a quarter on me. And she's like, are you just gonna hand your cart to someone? I'm like, no, I'm gonna get my fucking quarter back.
Yeah.
I'm like, if they don't got a quarter, they gotta carry the box just like I did.
I'm saying.
Like, I carried the box. I'm not humble.
Yeah.
Or I'm not fucking not humble. Like, I'm humble because I carried the box. I carried the shit in my hands. And then I'm like, I'll put it in the bag, and I take it out the bag, and I put it back in the bag. Like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me, like, there are so many opportunities, but people just don't want to do them. Oh, like, yeah. I'm sorry. She's talked to me a bunch of times. Like, what would happen if you got fired? The 10 minutes after that, I'd be finishing up my YouTube ad for fucking computer services.
Right.
Because while I don't want to do computer services forever,
right,
I'll 100% do it for a while to make some money.
Right.
I'd have 10 customers by the end of the week.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking second nature to me.
Oh, for sure.
It's super easy.
Yeah.
But, like, I just don't want to do that. Hence, like, that's why I'm not pivoting into that out of my job. Right, like, that's not my side hustle, because I don't want it to be my side hustle. I'm working on my business.
Right, correct.
Like, that's what I'm working up. That's what I'm building.
But
up,
if you had to,
developing.
The thing is,
but yeah, if I had to, 100%, without hesitation.
That's the difference. If you had to, you knew what you had to do.
And that's whereas I think a lot of people are like, they will bend over backwards to just not lose that job and that security, right, because they don't want to have to scrape. They don't want to have to go back to retail. Yeah. They don't want, like, I get it. No one does.
Right.
But, like, if you can't fucking eat,
right,
like, you gotta eat.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
100%, man.
It's you gotta have the potential. You gotta have the fucking God damn it, self-awareness. You gotta have the self-awareness. Like, I'm just parroting the shit because, like, people make fun of them. There's so many TikToks where people are just, like, hardcore making fun of them and just like, oh, I fucking love, like, I think you saw one. I was like, I fucking love losing, fucking shit on my face, punch me right now, like, and right?
I did see that.
Like I get it. It's funny, but I think people are just, like, making fun of it to trying to, like, distract themselves away from the fact that it's real. Like, like when he says, like, if you wanted to be the #1 podcast about fucking 1984 Smurfs, you could be. Like, yeah, because you could be. Because you know what I've been listening to 1,000 of I'm sorry, not 1,000. It's been 117 episodes so far. Is a podcast where two people talk about X-Men.
Right.
They just talk about X-Men. Yeah. That's all they do.
Yeah.
And they have patrons. They don't need to run ads because people pay them so that this podcast can continue.
100%.
Dude. And now that's not their main thing. They still got other jobs. But, like, if they were to open up to having ads, they wouldn't need their main jobs.
Right.
I was just watching this thing on the suggested video. I didn't watch it, but I saw a suggested video that was like how Joe Rogan made like $10 million last year in advertising. I'm like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, he's got like 2 or 3 ad rates per episode.
Yeah.
And he gets millions, if not hundreds
of millions of views.
Like, that's why I actually watched because I like the Save That Money video. I love it. It's fucking hilarious.
Save that money.
It's still such a great video, but it's also a perfect. It's like that's like a proven case, right? All they did was went around and fucking asked for shit.
Yeah,
and they got some shit.
No, and some people said yes.
They got some shit. People love the video. It's over 130 million views right now.
Yes, it is.
And you're watching it, and then, like, they get to the club, and the guy's trying to fight him and argue with him and all this shit, and I'm like, how is this $350 tonight worth more to you than millions of views?
I'm saying, man.
Millions of views of your club And just like this dude who is clearly like filming all of this,
right,
promoting your shit
for basically free.
Like, I mean, you're gonna give him a couple bottles and 15 minutes in your club?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
I would have said yes in a minute.
Dude, I wouldn't have even hesitated.
I'm saying.
Like, dude,
if he walked up to me, first of all,
the McLaren dealership laughed at him. The woman at the McLaren dealership laughed at him.
First of all, he already has a body of work, so all you had to do was look him up.
Yeah, he was like, oh, look, this one I put out, because that was like a week after, they filmed that after, like a week after the professional rapper video with Snoop.
Yeah.
He's like, I just put this out last week, it's got 1 million views.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if I put anything out last week and had 1 million views, I would write my ticket.
Yeah.
I would write my fucking ticket, because I would just pick and choose my shit.
I would have instantly, if I was that club owner, I was like, what's your name? Yes.
You're on the list. Get the fuck in.
Go ahead.
Do it now. Do it now. Do it twice.
I would like you to do it now, and
come back for the next video too.
For the next 6 hours.
Yeah, come back for the next video too. Like, I don't fucking. It's out there. It's fucking out there. There was a dude. Again, TikTok. Fucking just. There's so much random shit on TikTok. Yeah. I learned about cooking. I learned like philosophy. And like dances, there is an adorable lesbian couple. They're just like the most wholesome motherfuckers on the planet. I fucking love them because the one girl keeps asking. She like has like these come on lines for the other one, but they're fucking hilarious because the blonde is like almost like innocent.
Yeah.
So when she hears them, she's like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. And I'm just like, that's fucking great. It's adorable. But like, dude, the brunette proposed to the blonde, and that was like beautiful and adorable. I think it might have been Valentine's Day or like a week before. And then like the next thing that I saw was the blonde then, for funsies, proposes back, and she's like, because I think everyone should be proposed to.
Aww.
And I was like, holy shit.
Adores.
I'm like, they're fucking winning. Like, we suck. The rest of us suck.
Yeah.
They're winning. Like, oh, damn.
The rest of us definitely suck.
Like, god damn. Like, it's just, anyway, so this dude came on and he's like, right now is the shit. He's like, he's like, now is going to be the history books. Like, he's like, you're going to think, like, there is so much money out there right now. He's like, if you can't make it now, you're never going to fucking make it. He's like, this is like 1984 all over again. 1984 was like the stock market.
Right.
That's like when the Wall Street movie came out. So like that was like the era. He's like, now is the time. He's like, if you're not fucking making it now, when it crashes, you're not going to fucking make shit.
Right.
And I was just like, yes. Like, the money is there. Like, as much as, like, whoever fucking takes credit for it, I don't care. People have, like, more people have jobs.
Here's the thing. The problem is I mean, it's a shitty thing to say because, you know, people blame millennials, but, and I'm a millennial, so just so you understand, and I was born in the 80s.
Technically, I am too.
So I'm not those millennials, but...
what is Liza Scherzinger call it? We're elder millennials.
We sure fucking are.
We are the elders.
But the problem is people just expect shit to happen instead of actually working for it.
Yeah. All the shit that like all the old conservatives complain about, the softness and the fucking all the fucking 8th place trophies, like who gave those out?
Yeah.
Y'all did.
Yeah.
like,
yeah, bitch.
Like,
Stop giving out fucking.
I don't like the little
trophy.
Billy didn't ask for an 8th place trophy.
No.
Little Billy got one.
No, you gave
given to him.
Yeah.
Like
you started giving it to them because they felt like they didn't win something.
Right.
Who the fuck cares? Maybe they'll try harder next time around. Yeah, you gotta lose to fucking go harder.
You gotta lose. Somebody was saying like, oh, like it's like it's demoralizing and blah. I'm like,
no, it's not.
No, you have to lose.
You learn.
If you do not lose early on,
you don't learn.
Bro, there are people walking. I mean, like one of my TikToks, almost at 10K views, by the way. Killing it, 9,700 plus.
Killing it.
Killing it. Love it. Still getting comments on it.
Hey.
It's funny who's commenting. Very interesting mix. A lot of people are just like, holy shit, like I can't fucking believe it. There are definitely some like real hardcore conservative, like boomer types being like, so the last one that I saw was they only teach gender studies at colleges these days. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
But the TikTok is, it concerns me when I'm talking to a college student who tells me they're graduating in web design, and I have to help them for a fucking hour to install Chrome.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't get it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the fuck did you get to graduating in web design and never installed Chrome? How? Like, how did you get that far?
I'm graduating in web design, but you don't know how to install Chrome to test your web design?
It is dumb easy, because Google wants to do everything in their power to make it the easiest for you to get into their system. Like on Windows, it's one click.
Yeah.
Like on Windows, it's like you click it on the website, it downloads a little thing and installs the rest of it. It just says like, "Hey, are you sure? Yes, cool." Whereas like on Mac, there's arrows and shit. And I'm sitting there
People don't know how to follow the arrows.
And it was on a Mac, and this dude is like not getting it. I'm like, listen, you click on the thing on the top, you see how it has the arrow, you follow the arrow down, and you let go when it's over the.
And he still doesn't.
Bro, nothing. He moved the whole thing.
I know.
The installer.
I know.
Into the application. Just like, bro.
Like, that's not what I want you to do.
I'm like, you're killing me. Like, how do you not get this?
So it's like, but they graduated in what design?
Right, but like, you know what? That, you know, he's gonna come out into the world and he's gonna try to design a website, and someone is gonna be like, I don't like it, do it again. And he'll be like, I don't understand. What do you mean you don't like it? I made it.
No, you're mean. That's rude. I'm telling everybody.
Dude, like, and there's a difference. Like, I've had a client in the past that was like, I presented them the website and they were like, it just doesn't feel right. And I'm like, do you not like the color? Do you not like the layout? Like, I'm trying to figure out what doesn't feel.
Sure.
It just doesn't feel right. And I'm like, okay. So then you walk away and you got to figure out how to make it feel different.
Yeah. Like, do you have an example of what feels right?
And you know what? That's a great question. I'm going to keep that one in mind. I never thought to ask that. I brought my friend over. She was like, make it like...
You're welcome. I charge by the
She was like,
the word.
She's like, instead of this like blue, make it marble colored. And I was like, but I asked if she liked the colors. And she liked the colors. And she's like, just change the color. I was like, okay. Change nothing else. Brought it to her. She's like, that looks great. I was like, the fuck? I asked you if it was the colors. But like, and I get that. There are going to be, not bad, but like there's going to be difficult clients.
Yeah.
Like people who are difficult to please.
Yeah.
But then there's going to be a situation where you hand someone a thing, they're going to be like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with someone else. That's happened to me before. And I'm just like, I completely get it. You know, I move on because I can find other clients. Yeah. But like someone who was given those 8th place trophies and isn't ready to lose, they're going to hear, I don't like it, do it again, or I'm going to go somewhere else. And they're going to be like, what the fuck does that mean?
And that's the problem. Like, it's not demeaning. It's there's no learning.
No.
Because you have to learn there's a reason why fucking motivational speakers tell you, don't be afraid to fail. Mm-hmm. But the problem is we're not showing kids that it's okay to fail. No. Instead, here's your 10th place trophy.
Yeah, because you only see, and that's the thing is, only the winners are promoted. Like you only see the winners. Like, the public eye is all winners essentially.
Oh, right.
You know, there's no losers in the public eye.
Right.
Everyone that's visible won.
Right.
They're famous or they're rich or they're popular. They all won, but like.
But they didn't just win like instantly.
Right.
They have to keep doing it.
Look at.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, some of them got money.
RDJ, huge loss,
dude.
Huge loss.
He was on hard drugs. He went to jail.
But guess what? That's there, and unless he's there to promote something else, he's gonna talk about that. He's gonna discuss that, unless he's there to promote a movie, and you're trying to bring up old shit, like. But even that's still one of the best, and he was cordial, and he was and that was one of the best videos I've ever watched, of him being like, "Are we going to talk about the movie? Because that's what I'm here for."
No.
And he like gives the guy 2 chances, and on the 3rd try, he's like, "I'm gonna go."
Well, yeah, I mean,
not like freaks out. Whereas you compare it to an R. Kelly, he gets asked 2 questions, and he starts throwing shit. That's the difference.
I didn't see
Someone's not used to losing.
Well, R. Kelly 100% is not used to, or not R. Kelly. But neither is Tyrese.
Oh my God, that fucking... I'm blown away that he's in the movie. From what he, like, from how he went off basically on everyone.
Yeah.
That he's still in the movie blows my mind.
Dude, he went off on fucking The Rock like an idiot.
Like, he had his own shit that he was dealing with. And it was just like, he was calling people a traitor, and he was calling people a lot of names, and just like begging. And I'm like, bro, how are you serious?
Like, bro, we get it. Your life's rough.
Shit is happening. We get it.
Maybe next time don't cheat on your wife or whatever the fuck your problem.
Right. There are decisions that were made and things that happen, but
so yeah, no, that's that's the problem and that's the issue. But it is what it is, man. I mean, hopefully we get out of this phase of here's your last place trophy, because
I think it's going to be,
because you need to learn. Like when I was young, when I didn't do good at something,
right,
I worked harder.
Yeah.
Like even if it was like something as simple as a video game, if I played a game and I lost, I'll play again to get better. Like I didn't just lose.
And that's another thing. I was watching somebody and they were talking about they were getting ready for their kid. I think one of my coworkers, it might have been during our team meeting.
Right.
He was talking about how like his daughter, he plays video games with his daughter. He's like, she keeps wanting to like play on the computer, and she's not old enough. And I was like, make her play fucking Super Nintendo.
I'm saying
there's no saves. There's like you either get it or you try again. Yeah. Those are your options. There's no save. There's no pause.
Exactly.
I mean, there's pause, but like
there's a pause, but there's no save. You die, you go back.
You go back to the beginning of the level. And people, dude, and that's the thing. And you look at it in reality. When we released G Shift, that was one of the biggest things. Oh, if you die, you have to do the whole level over again. I was like, yeah, they're not long fucking levels. We're talking 7 minutes.
Yeah,
like I'm not asking for an hour of your life back.
What's your problem?
Like it blew me away. How many people said that?
Yeah, there was a lot of negative comments on that. But it goes back into like not wanting to fail and then learn how to do it better.
Right, dude. It took me 25 hours to finish Darksiders.
Yeah,
25 hours across.
Bro, I am still playing, dude. I'm still playing Mordor. I've died multiple times. I didn't just stop playing the game.
Yeah,
I'm excited to beat it to see how it ends.
Dude, I ran a mission. Like, Dan came over. I was in the middle of a mission on Star Trek Online. Destroyed. I got blown the fuck up. Yeah, you don't. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna try that shit later. Like I walked away, but I came back, and this last time that I played it, dude, it was 5 sets of like 4 ships.
Yeah.
Destroyed them.
Yeah.
Killed them.
Yeah, man.
Like, you gotta have losses because there's no way you're gonna get better if you don't lose.
I'm saying, dude.
Like, because guess what? You're never gonna get, I mean, just look at something simple like weightlifting.
Right.
You're never gonna get to the next weight if you
don't lift once.
If you don't hit that weight and you can't.
Yeah.
Because if you think you can lift, like, let's say you're lifting 50, and you think, oh, I can lift 50 forever, but you're supposed to lift 100.
Right.
Like for a normal person, normal people lift 100.
Right.
But you never get to 100. You just keep you got to get like to the point of
you're
failure.
Not just gonna all of a sudden.
When I went back to the gym and I couldn't, and I was so pissed off at myself because I had gotten so good with doing abs with weights and twists and everything. Yeah. And it was like second nature to me.
Right.
So when I didn't go for 3 months or 4 months or whatever, and I went back and I couldn't even do it without the weights, I couldn't do 3 sets of 20, 24 or whatever, I was pissed.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back and I can do 3 sets without issue.
Yeah, I mean
gotta.
We've been talking about all this, but we
haven't touched the list. So that's the end more. That's the end more.
That's the end more.
We're gonna hit false advertising real quick. I got 2 things I want to bring up.
Bring it up.
One.
Fuck false advertising.
False advertising is a bitch, man. False advertising is a bitch.
It's bullshit.
A friend of mine was just messaging me. She was talking. She's a photographer. She was talking with the thing we're going to. Tuner Galleria. Tuner Galleria is going to be in Rosemont Center. That's what I'm going to call it. I know it has another name, but I don't give a shit.
That's what I call it Rosemont Center.
It's at the Rosemont Center, and she had contacted them via Facebook, and they were like, hey, to get a complimentary media pass, you need to have 1,000 followers on social media. And he said, in parentheses, like Instagram. So
like Instagram.
Yeah, not specifically Instagram.
Not
so
Instagram.
They were like, so they said 1,000 on social media.
Right.
To me, that reads cumulative. If you have 600 on Instagram, you have 400 on YouTube, that's 1,000.
That's 1,000.
That's how that reads to me.
Yeah.
She emails them for the pass. They respond with, you need to have 2,000 on Instagram. Well, somebody's wrong.
Right.
So one of y'all needs to be very clear, because somebody
ain't talking to somebody.
I'm like, whereas the difference was, you were talking to the guy at the Chicago Auto Show. You have an email to the guy at the Chicago Auto Show. You were back and forth with the guy. There was no other intermediary. That guy was controlling all the media passes.
Yeah.
So there was no confusion. And that to me falls under the false advertising, because that's here is this thing, and then you're like, you spend more time
but
and
it's
energy,
not this thing.
And then it's like, no, you need more.
Oh yeah, 100%, man.
And it was very much like, we reviewed your social media footprint, and I was like, get the fuck out of here.
For instance, I car shop a lot just for fun, you know, just to kind of look at possible future vehicles, and I always search by categories. I select my categories. So one of the things I select all the time is manual cars.
Right.
I select manual transmission. What I hate the most is when I click on a car, it's clearly automatic.
Dude,
I'm like, you're wasting my time. Because I am clicking on this to view it.
So much.
And I'm not viewing a car that I thought it was.
That shit pisses me off so much. I was just doing that. I just found out that, and this is search related, so completely off top tangents. On Mac, in the new music app, if you search your own library, and you type, let's say, Jay-Z, Hard Knock Life, and you have that song in your library, nothing comes up. Because it will search the artist or the title, not both. And I'm like, if you have 3,000 songs, let alone the people that have 45,000 songs, let's say you have the entire Jay-Z discography and you don't want to just get the one album. Blows my, you gonna type Jay-Z, you're gonna get 12 albums or whatever.
I'm saying,
as opposed to, I know what song I want to listen to, and I don't want to scroll through 12 albums to find it. And it blew me away, because I'm like, why would this not work? So then I was like, I wonder if it works when you search, because I'm doing a trial of Apple Music, which fuck me, I like it so much more because their library is nicer than fucking Google Play.
Right.
They have more shit that I listen to. Yeah. But I'm like, I wonder if it works on Apple Music. Works perfectly fine on Apple Music. So it's not like they don't know how to implement that. Because I have on my iTunes Music, whatever, I have T.I. No Mediocre. And if I search T.I., it's actually the only T.I. song I have because it was a free purchase. Yeah. So I search T.I., it comes up in my library. Right. If I search T.I. No Mediocre, nothing. If I search T.I. Iggy, because Iggy Azalea's on it, nothing. I went to the Apple Music search, typed T.I. Iggy, 4 fucking versions of the song came up.
Jesus.
The whole album came up. Everything about it came up. And I was like, so you guys know how to do this. You just aren't doing it.
You just aren't doing it.
I was like, what the fuck? It's so, and this used to be a thing that used to work.
Well,
it worked in iTunes.
Well, you know.
Let's make a new thing. Let's take out 4 of the things everyone wants.
Right.
Do you remember when iTunes went for, it was 9? iTunes 9 came out, they took out the sidebar. People lost their goddamn mind.
I hate not having the sidebar, but
I like
sidebars.
I like sidebar. It makes sense to me. Sidebars exist in every aspect of every interface. in Windows, it's in the Explorer. In Mac, it's in Finder. It's everywhere. So to then just be like, oh, it's gone now. Fuck you. Yeah. Because when what was the other thing that they did?
Photos.
When Photos came out, they didn't have it on by default.
Yeah.
And people lost their shit. Because that's how people search for shit. And that's how they get to their albums and shit. Yeah. And I'm like, why would you turn that off by default?
I don't know why people think that's a good idea.
Like, what a dumb fuck. But no. I know why. Because they want it to be sleek and pretty and just show the images. No. I'm like, no one fucking cares. I was like, also the search results in music now, they don't give you a list. Dude. They show you the album art. It's like a weird grid. It's dumb as shit.
I don't care for sleek and pretty. If I can't find shit easy.
Functional.
I want to find shit easy, not sleek and pretty.
Dude, I fucking hate it. So when they switched on Google, when they switched to the new Google, whatever the fuck, news page, to get to your shit that you, like 2-3 versions ago, like set as your preferences, you have to click an icon. It used to just be at the top. But now, to get more... I'm guessing to get more people to click through like articles and shit, they put that shit on. Yeah. I was like, that's so fucking dumb. Like I was like, I wanted to check the stock prices because I have a couple stocks, and I was like, I'm like, wait, no, I have those saved. And I swipe over and I was like, oh, I gotta click this thing up here. I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
That is stupid.
Like, because I'm just a super casual stock guy. Yeah. What about people who are every day on stocks? Like, that's a thing that people need, and you're just gonna hide that shit. Like, or at least give us an option to like put it back to where it was on the page when you just swipe. It's just dumb. It's all fucking dumb.
I'm saying, man,
it's all dumb. But like the reason I put that on the list is because we were talking about you were starting to watch a video where the chick was like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell you 3 secrets about the new
the title was
C8.
Like 3 secrets you didn't know about the C8 Corvette," and I'm like, okay,
right? Because you're thinking like, and here's my impression of like somebody that says that if they let's say maybe the thumbnail looks like they were in it. I'm like, okay, maybe they had some experience. Maybe it's not something that's advertised. Yeah. Cool. And then you watch it, and how much did you learn, Harris? What did you learn that was secret?
The car is great on track. Shocking.
Wasn't that the point of that car?
Last time I checked, Corvette's always been about the track, so.
Huh. So nothing new. Nope. Is what you're saying. Nothing unadvertised.
There was definitely
nothing that Chevy hasn't been begging you to listen to for the last 2 years.
At no point was she was like secret number 1 and secret number 2 and secret number 3.
I hate that shit, dude. That bothers the fuck out of me. It's becoming way less frequent now for me to see because I'm diving way more into like video content, like tutorials and shit like that. There's way less of that in that. Yeah. But when I was watching tech shit way more, and I was getting like tech reviews and shit way more. That's so fucking prevalent in tech reviews.
Bro, I remember it was another car channel. They wrote something. I watched the whole thing and I was like, which part of this video was this? And I was like, I'm done.
Right.
Like this, because like before there was some, clickbaity bullshit, which I think is false. Falls under the false.
100%.
But like this one was just too fucking ridiculous that I was like, no, I'm not. At no point did you mention this it wasn't even in the video.
Right. Dude, that bothers the shit out of me. There used to be, Philip DeFranco used to be real bad about that. He used to, back in the day.
He admits it though.
Yeah, he admits it. He did it fully understanding what he was doing. Yeah. Because he used to pull thumbnails from the video and he would drop for a frame a hot chick right in the middle of the video. Yeah. And because it would auto-generate a thumbnail, he would just pick that frame. Yeah. And, dude. But, like, it had nothing to do with that. And then he did, for a long time, he did Megan Fox Watch.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just, like, news about shit she was in. Yeah. Just so that he could use her face on the thing. It's so funny when you think about like what people used to do just to get views and just to get attention.
Well, yeah, and that's why I hate clickbait bullshit. Because I didn't. If you're gonna talk about something and I'm there to view it, like I'm gonna release a suspension video. If I release the video and I call the suspension, but it had nothing to do with the suspension,
or if you were like, let's see, how could you? Like, new suspension gives me the perfect stance.
But then I just talk about it and don't show it, nothing.
Well, no, even if you were to show it, there's nothing about stance. It's a fixed suspension, so you can't adjust stance. Like,
I mean, depends on this. Like my coilovers, you can adjust.
Oh, I thought you couldn't.
Fully. I mean, it just you can't camber. But height, up and down, yeah.
Oh, I guess you know what? Honestly, I didn't realize that height was also part of stance. Stance, I've always just when people talk about their camber is
the reason they do so much camber is because they're so low and the wheels won't fit under there. So
I see what you're saying. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. So yeah. So if you were like yeah. So if you were like new coilovers give me the perfect camber.
Yeah.
But like there's no camber adjustment.
Yeah.
But just like it sticks out.
Yeah.
And you just move on with your life. Like you didn't say anything about camber. You didn't even mention the word camber in the video. Like that's not what it is about.
That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do.
Perfect.
That's my video.
Perfect camber provided by.
I don't even have to do that. I can literally just say 9th-gen Accord coilovers, and that video is gonna get hits.
100%. 100%. It's. I think you're super on point, hitting a very specific niche.
Yeah, 100%.
I have enjoyed rewatching some of your instructional videos. I see they're getting lots and lots of comments about like the jack points on the Navigator, or was it Navigator?
No, it was Highlander.
Highlander. Yeah, jack points on the Highlander. I was like, oh, there's like several comments about this, saying thank you for showing us this. And I was like, that's what I like to see. Because it's like legitimate people who need legitimate information. And you were just like, here is the thing.
Yeah.
Here is how you do the thing. Yeah. That's it. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Not like in a lot of fucking videos that you've shown me that I've seen myself where it's like, we're going to do this thing.
And they just talk about
it. They go to lunch and they
fucking
go to their friend's house.
Or they do it, but they never show you.
Right.
They're just like, I'm going to do this. They say it on camera.
Right.
They do it off camera, and they're like, "It's great."
Right.
But I wanted to watch you do it.
Right.
Because that's the point.
I actually think somebody mentioned, I forget who it was, but somebody mentioned that with the when I was doing the space here with those videos that if I had shown doing some of this stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I debated about that, but I just felt like it'd be boring to watch someone paint a room.
Depending on how you do it.
So like. I was like, but you know what dude, again, TikTok, fucking, there's a pro dude who uses, granted he uses a sprayer, but I think this can be used with a brush.
Yeah.
This man had like a 4-foot piece of aluminum with a handle, and he just puts it up against the fucking ceiling, spray, perfect line. And I was like, oh, how is that not even crossed my mind? Genius. Just like, he's like, shh. Dude, he's like 40. The whole thing was like, how do you turn 45-minute job into a 4-minute job? And I was like, yeah, holy shit, genius, blew my fucking mind. And I was like, how has no one fucking thought of this? Like, it felt like someone should have mentioned it by now. Because I used to watch when we were starting this. I watched a bunch of videos.
I'm saying.
And because people were like, oh, you got to hold the brush a certain way and this and that. And then some people were like, you got to tape first. Some people were like, you don't need to tape. But not one person was like, hold some shit up to it.
I'm saying.
Bro, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, if I need to paint anything, I'm just going to be like, hold on. I'm going to Home Depot, buy a piece of aluminum.
I'm saying.
I was like, what the fuck? How is this not? Oh, dude, I was so mad because I saw it and I was like, motherfucker.
Right.
He better be getting paid fat money. He's probably turning around, because he's using a sprayer, so he's probably turning around a fucking whole house job in like a day.
Yeah.
He's like, I painted the whole house. One day. Just stay out of there for a couple hours. It'll dry. And you can move on with your life.
Fuck.
Dude, I was like, get the fuck out. But that's one of those things, right? Like, you got to look for information everywhere.
100%, yeah.
Like people say a lot of shit about TikTok, and like you're not a fan of it yourself, but like
I mean, I just don't care to those kind of. I don't know, like the quick, like even on Instagram, I don't watch full videos. I'll watch a 30-second clip, but like if you got a full, like Rock posts a bunch of long format videos on Instagram, I don't watch them. And I love The Rock. I love everything he does, but I'm like, dude, if you're going to give me a long format, give it to me on YouTube.
That's the thing. It's very interesting because I think there's a lot of kind of debate in the creator community about where things are going. A lot of people, I mean, like, I was telling you about that new app, fuck was it called? Quibi or something? I think it's Quibi. And it's, because I think it's supposed to be quick bite. Mm-hmm. So Quibi. They're like 10-minute videos. They're phone formatted. Mm-hmm. They're vertical. Like Elba versus Block, the thing I was telling you about. But like it's a subscription service, and like, but it's like for people who are on the go, and I get that. But like, I don't want to watch a 10-minute like show, because to me, if I want to watch a show, right, I want to watch a bunch of that show.
Yeah, and also not vertically.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind vertically, because like some of this stuff on TikTok, there are people who do like series. Yeah, and like I actually don't know why he hasn't shown up recently, but there was a dude who was doing like, he called it frat house drama series, and he was just like playing all the characters. And I was like, that's kind of fun. And then like he would call back to previous episodes. And I was like, that's fun. Yeah. And they're like 30 seconds to a minute. Right. And that's fine. But like anything produced, right, I want to watch the whole thing. Yeah. I want to watch a season. Yeah. I know that, was it Love, Death, and Robots? Those are like 14 minutes a piece. But I'm like, that just means I can watch the whole series in one. Yeah. I can watch the whole series in like 2 hours. Yeah.
It's like watching a movie.
Yeah, like to me, that's cool. I'm fine with that. I prefer that. Right. I don't like right now Picard. I mean, to pivot real fucking smooth. Smooth. Oh, that pivot. Picard is weekly, and I'm kind of like, fuck. Like I want more, because it's playing so very well. Right. And like I was telling you in the car, I'm like, it's got this air of fun. It still has like the sciencey shit. It had like a throw. I actually had to rewind this most recent episode, because I was like, wait, is that because I'm sure you've seen an episode here and there of Star Trek. Yeah, Star Trek. Those like beds, the medical beds they have, with like the computer shit on the sides. Yep. I didn't catch it right away, but I was like, wait, was that? So I rewound it. They have the dude on the bed, and it's all holographic, like where the computer screens used to be. Shit. It's just holograms, and I was like, that's a great way to fucking convey how far ahead that is. Yeah. Because this is like 15 years after what happens at the beginning of Star Trek, the Kelvin movies, the J.J. Abrams movie, the supernova and all that shit, the shit that makes them go back in time. Right. That supernova that kills the Romulans. Picard was like gonna go and save a bunch of Romulans, and there was just a bunch of shit. And at the same time, the Mars shipyards got attacked by the synthezoids. Right. So like synthezoids, the fucking androids, Data. Yeah. But Data's gone. Right. So because of that, like their rescue armada, fucking no go. So then the Starfleet was just like, fuck that, we're not fucking doing shit, we're not helping nobody. So then it became this thing where it was like they had started this rescue operation, and then like all support disappeared. Then he went back and he was like, fucking give me some ships and give me some people, or I'm gone. Right. Now he's a admiral at that point. And they're like, all right, peace out. Damn. And so he walked out, and his first officer is there, and she's like, what'd you do? And he's like, I said, you will accept this plan, or you will accept my resignation. He's like, and they accepted my resignation. And she's like, so what's the like one last crazy fucking thing you're gonna try? And he's like, that was the one last crazy thing. He's like, I never thought they'd fucking accept my resignation. He's like, that's all I had, bitch. Like, I had nothing else. I had nothing else in the pockets. That was it. That was my last card.
That was the fucking.
So like he retires to his fucking family vineyards and shit, and it's so crazy. The whole show, the way it's done, is so fucking good. But like, yeah, it happens in that time frame. So like having that, like, oh, it's that far ahead. So it's probably, I think it was 15 years, maybe more 15 years after the last movie that he was in. Right. Plus that, so like 30 years since he was Captain Picard. Jesus. So like it's been a while. So 30 years later, way more holograms. Right. The fucking teleportation, or the transporters. It looks so much cleaner and nicer and shinier. Oh, yeah. Also, this motherfucker, whoever's directed the show, or maybe it was just this last episode, they fucking are in love with J.J. Abrams, because it was like every angle, it was like, I was like, God damn. I was like, why is there so many fucking lens flares? Just like shiny shit everywhere.
Lens flare all day, baby.
Like, god damn.
All day.
Like, it's a fun show. It mixes. It mixes drama and real and like character shit and action and funny shit all together very well.
Nice.
Like, super cool. And like he's in this position where he's like this old dude, but he has these, like, you see it kind of like it's like the old timer coming in and knowing what they're talking about,
right?
But at the same time, like, they're not in charge, so they're like trying to jump in, and he's like, I mean, you know, you do whatever you want to do, like, you're in charge. So it's like in the last episodes, they somebody was in trouble on another ship, and he was like, transport him right now. And then he looks at the captain of the ship that he's on. He's like, I mean, you it's like, you know, I'm sorry, like, I didn't mean
I'm not in that position anymore, but
I didn't mean to do that.
But what I would do.
So it's just like very interesting. Also, they created this, like, this bit character weird whole thing. So did you ever watch Voyager?
That's what the chick that's captain?
Yeah.
Yes.
Captain Janeway. So you know how they had the emergency medical hologram?
No.
Like, he was, so the doctor, the bald doctor?
Yes.
He was not a person. He was not a human.
Yes,
he was a hologram. He was a person. He was a person. They established that later. But he was not human. He was not biological. He was a hologram. Because their doctor died on their first mission.
Show me evidence.
In the first episode. Well, on this dude's ship, he has, like, some sort of malfunctioning or, like, cobbled together hologram system. So he's got this, like, really prim and proper doctor. And he's like, what is the nature of your medical emergency? But then he's also got a by the way, they all look like the dude. They all look like the captain. So this dude's playing 5 characters on the show. It's fucking hilarious.
That's ridiculous.
So, like, the pilot is the same. It's like a hologram dude. But he's, like, Irish all of a sudden. Has this, like, scraggly hair, and he's fucking rambunctious. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? Because it was like, I'm like, wasn't the hologram, like, super proper, like, 2 seconds ago? I'm like, is the hologram broken? And then you realize they're different holographic systems. So, like, there is a pilot program.
That's great.
But they're all differently coded.
Right.
I'm just like, that's fucking hilarious. It's just this, like, little bit thing. Who, like, I would not have thought to do something like that. Like, what a little thing.
Oh, yeah. Although to have him play 5 characters.
Plus you give him some range, and he's not... Because effectively right now, he's just kind of like the captain, and, like, it's about Picard.
Yeah.
It's not about him.
Yeah.
But he gets to do these other little things, and I'm like, that's so fucking cool. Like, such a well-executed show. And I'm having way more fun with it than I thought I would, honestly. Like, I was expecting to like it.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to have as much fun with it as I am. Because Discovery is way more dramatic. Discovery has a little bit of fun, like an appropriate amount of fun for a Star Trek show.
Oh, I see. You mean it's more serious?
Yeah, it's more in line with the old shows.
Sure.
Like, you had a little bit of fun here and there. You had some episodes where Picard was singing and shit, but, like, Next Generation is a very serious show. They do diplomacy, they do, you know, rescue missions and shit like that. First contacts, like, that's the kind of shit they do. This is a little more war, a little more action-y, but Discovery is a Star Trek show.
I like
for
action.
all intents and purposes.
That's why I loved the when J.J. Abrams started with his film, and then obviously they continued after that, and no more.
He did the first 2, and then the third one was something
He did
else.
do the first 2, and then it was the...
Ratner. No, not Ratner.
No, it was...
That was X-Men. That was a whole different...
It was the Fast and Furious guy, I think.
James Wan? James Wan.
Yes.
James Wan. Not
it
Lin.
was James.
Not Lin. It was James Wan.
I think
James Lin. Jeremy Lin was the other one.
Justin Lin.
Justin Lin. Jesus fucking Christ. So many J's. Why are they... Anyway, whatever.
I think it was Juan. Maybe Lin.
Whatever. One of the two.
Yeah.
One of the two.
How many did they do? 3 or...
They did 3.
Yeah,
they did 3.
3.
They did 3. Yeah. And 3 was, like, way more action.
It was Lin or Juan. I can't remember, but I liked it.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
I actually liked it better.
I enjoyed it. It had a lot of action.
Yeah.
But, like, the whole series had a lot of action. I remember watching the first one, and when Chekhov's like, I know how to do this, and he goes down to engineering, but he's like, I was watching it, and
Chekhov's,
literally during...
Chekhov's
yeah, he's dead. But, like, watching the movie, in that moment, I'm like, holy shit, They even made the corridor walk exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was the thing. That was like the point.
Because you couldn't make that shit. Well, not back in the day.
That was a point of exposition. Yeah. That's like you walked around and you exposited the story. Yeah. Here is my background. Here, like that's how people like became friends. Is in the hallways.
Yeah.
Whereas like this motherfucker's like, move, bitches! Yeah. Like I gotta figure.
It made
and
it
I'm just
exciting.
Like, holy shit! Even the run, like even the fucking corridor walk. Yeah. Like I was so hyped about that. So, like, yeah, I love that series. It was a good series. I'm salty that there isn't going to be more.
I agree. I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid.
I'll get more out of it because I'm going to... They had I don't know if they're still going, but they have a shit ton of comics from that.
Right. Yeah, you will.
But I would really want to see more movies in that universe.
I would love to.
I mean, there's still talk. I don't know if this is... And I don't know if anything official has been said, but there's still talk of a Tarantino Star Trek movie.
Yes.
And that would be bloody. That's what that would be.
It'd be something.
I would expect Klingons and Romulans.
He did say, though, if he did it, it would be his last film.
He just put out a movie.
But that would be his last one. Because he always said he would do 10 movies and he's done.
But wasn't this last one his 10th?
No. It was number 9.
The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah. That was number 9. It was after that they were talking about...
Are you really thinking this man is going to actually retire after 10 movies?
I don't know why he wouldn't.
Here's the thing. Everyone's got their own methodology.
Right.
Personally, I have stories I could tell forever.
Right.
I'm a die telling stories.
Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if he can tell stories forever, but maybe he's told
something
them.
Else.
Yeah, he's done something else. Maybe he's told his stories.
It's possible. I really wanted the Revenge on the Bride or whatever. I don't know if anyone ever came up with a name for it, but from Kill Bill Part 3.
There should have been a Part 3. Some bullshit.
Like, because there was supposed to be a Part 3 like 10 years later.
I know.
With the girl.
I know.
And I'm like, I would have fucking killed for that. I mean, that's essentially what we're making. Doing some stuff. You know, planning some shit. It'd be a while before y'all see it, but...
Keep it down.
Anyways, yeah, but I would have wanted to see that.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. And there was rumors for a while, Kill Bill Volume 3, but he never confirmed it. He never talked about it.
Remember, he almost quit because the Crazy 8's script leaked? He almost quit.
I don't remember.
Yeah, the Crazy 8 script
Oh, you mean he almost quit making the project?
He almost quit making movies.
Oh.
He said he almost retired because of that. So he had to be talked back into it.
How the fuck did that leak?
I mean, somebody gave it up.
Oh, well, you know that somebody's no.
Because I think it was. I don't know if it was pre-production still. I don't know if they had like brought cameras on set yet.
Listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know that somebody ain't no more in Hollywood. So.
Yeah. And that kind of goes back to the video I put out this last week about how I don't. Personally, I have no interest in working with Hollywood at this moment.
Yeah.
I don't see that as like a
Here's
goal.
The thing. If I ever get to a point where, and I remember watching that video, if I ever get to a point where I'm like, I'm doing really good, I'm making fun type of film style videos on YouTube, and Hollywood says, hey, you know, we'd like you to make a movie, yeah, I'd do it.
Sure.
I mean, if I knew that I could make that movie correctly and stuff, like, I wouldn't just do it because, like, oh, I'm making a feature film.
Oh,
no,
right,
like,
of course.
Like, I would sit down, consider, of like, okay, is this something I can do? Is this something that I would be interested in? Can I make it fun?
Right.
You know, it'd be more than just, oh, it's a feature film.
Right. So. Yeah, no, I mean, for me, honestly, I it's like a non-thing for me. I'm not married to a medium. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kind of like with Wanted, right? Wanted was a movie originally. The original pitch for the movie Wanted was for a movie. Problem was, no one fucking wanted to make that movie. Now, if I'm thinking that it was more, if the original pitch was like what the comic ended up being, I could completely understand that. Because the comic definitely is a direct, like, parody / like villain wish fulfillment for all like known, I think pretty much exclusively DC characters.
Right.
Like what is her name? blank.
Angelina
Jolie. Jesus, thank you. Angelina Jolie's character in the comic is the cat or the fox, one or the other.
Right.
But she's clearly Catwoman.
Right.
Like,
oh shit.
So you know what I'm saying? Like the dude's dad is Batman.
Oh shit.
But Batman is like a bad guy.
Right.
He like becomes a fucking murderer and shit.
Right.
And like Morgan Freeman's character is Lex Luthor.
Oh.
Like clearly. To the point that like he makes jokes in the comic at one point about
Is
like,
Ron a part of DC?
No. It's like it was independent. It was I think Top Cow. And like to the point that I forget his name, Professor or whatever. Yeah, I think it's Professor.
Yeah, whatever.
He makes like he reminisces on that time that he got the reporter to kill her alien boyfriend by slipping him a irradiated green condom.
Right. What the? And on that note,
like that's like where the comic went.
Right.
So I'm like, if that was what they were pitching originally, totally get why nobody wanted to touch that.
Right.
Because like you could have, I could see DC just like no. But in like comic form, it's a little looser or whatever.
Right.
That's why the movie has nothing to do with any of that. And like they're legit bad guys in the comic. They are like the main dude, Wesley. I think his name is Wesley.
I think so. Yeah.
He parks his car and his cop runs out and he's like, "You can't fucking park there," and he's like points to his lapel and he's like, "Brotherhood." He's like, "Oh shit, my bad, dude. I'm so sorry." Like cops are afraid of him.
Oh shit.
So they're like the fucking mafia.
They're clearly bad guys.
Yeah. And it's just so like it's such a different but they had no reservation about where they like it wasn't like movie or nothing.
Right.
Like no one wanted to make movies, so they said, "Fuck it, we're gonna make a comic book out of it." Similar thing happened with kind of in the reverse way. Similar thing happened with Tom Cruise movie where he was clones. Something with an O.
Clones.
Yeah, where there was a bunch of him and he had the flying, like dragonfly chopper thing, and he lived in the sky.
Oh yeah.
Good movie. I really enjoyed it.
Oblivion.
Oblivion, yes. So Oblivion. So you know the movie Hercules, the Thracian Wars or whatever, the one with The Rock.
Yo, I love it. I
haven't seen it. That's based on a comic book from a company, Riot.
Yeah.
I think it was Riot.
You talked about it constantly.
Yeah. That company no longer exists.
Oh.
Which sucks.
Oh.
But they also had a deal with the director or the writer of Oblivion. They were making the graphic novel. That was literally, it was being made into a graphic novel.
Oh, Oblivion was?
Yeah.
Oh.
And essentially, before it ever went to print, it just became the Bible for the movie.
Oh, shit.
So, like, it never even got to print.
Right.
So, my thing is, like, I saw the ads for it, because I read, there was an Aladdin book, I saw the ads in that, and I was like, fuck. So I looked it up, and I'm like, oh shit, and they never printed it. So in my head, I am fully aware that a copy of Oblivion exists somewhere in print.
Somewhere.
That I'm never going to see.
Never going to see it.
And I'm just like, it hurts me because I like that movie.
That's
I
right.
really like that movie.
I enjoyed it, yeah.
And I would love to have read that. I would love to have read kind of to see like the different, especially since it went so directly to movie.
Yeah.
I would love to have seen like where it was in the comic and what was changed.
Right.
Whereas you look at something like X-Men, the 60, 70 years of history, shit's going to change.
Change all the time.
But like you look at something like Kick-Ass, where it was very recent to movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't very different.
Right.
I don't think there was much different, in fact.
Which was nice.
Yeah. It was very, very good and well put together. So like that kind of just, I would like to see that. And I don't care about the medium. To me, if I'm like, I have this idea, that's what we've talked about this, like your idea, which I think is still I think it's Cage. I think it's just still called Cage. That's our internal code name for all magic related series or whatever the hell concepts.
Because he was coming out.
Yeah, because what was that movie? The Apprentice, Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah, he was the wizard. Good movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, so the Cage Project, where we talked about it, we've developed like a good amount of it.
We did.
And that's where we differ. Like, it was your idea, so I'm going to defer to you. You want it as an animated feature. I completely understand that. Whereas like I'm like, if I had the right talent and the right animators, I would totally be okay with doing it as like a motion comic. But you want to do it as an animated feature, and I'm fine with that. Your idea originally, like, I have no problem with that. But like personally, like let's say Wolfpack, like if I was in the middle of about to, like let's say I had every issue of Wolfpack penciled and I was ready to go to print,
right?
And I don't know, fucking EA, maybe not EA.
Yeah,
I paused for a second. I was like, maybe not EA.
Hold on a minute.
But let's say Respawn was like, yo, we love this concept. Right. Let us make this into a video game, but like we don't want to like give anything out, like as far as what's going to be in it.
Right.
So like, can we keep this on the DL? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Because I've already thought of ways you could integrate comic books, like the Wolfpack story, into video gaming. So for me, I would just pull out the other notebook.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've already, because like I said, I'm not married to a medium. I don't care if it's a comic book,
for sure,
if it's a novel. Like one day I'm gonna need someone who knows how to write a novel,
right.
And I'm just gonna dictate some shit to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm like, I don't have the like patience to type it all out. I've tried NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month. If you don't know, it's November. NaNoWriMo.org. Super cool. It's like 50,000 words. It's like a pat on the back kind of thing. Like right. You don't win anything, but like you're a winner if you hit 50,000 words.
Right, because it's practice.
Right, but it's 12. But that's essentially like the minimum requirement, or like the average number of words for a novel, for right. like a published novel.
Right.
So effectively, you could write a novel in November, edit it in December, and be releasing a novel on Amazon for free in January. Like zero cost to you, and you can make money off of it.
And you can make money.
So like it's one of those things like
best-selling book of all time.
It gives you a format, and I've tried it, and it's like 12,000 words a week. I think it is. Does not sound like that bad. No, it's more. I think 17. I think it's 17,000.
I was like, I don't know about you, man, but that sounds like a lot.
Well, 17,000 a week. It boils down to like. It's like, I don't know, it's like 6,000, let's say, no, it's like 2,500 a day, mm-hmm. Which that doesn't sound like a lot at all.
Right.
But then you have life as well. Like right. Life is a thing.
Right.
So you have to eat and take care of your dogs and your children, Absolutely. Go to work. And by the time you only have 4 hours left, you're like, 2,000 words is a lot of fucking words to fit in 4 hours.
Absolutely is.
So then I kept trying to, like, I was doing it, and I did like one day, and I did it. And I went over, which is great because then you're ahead. Yeah. And then I did 2 days, and then I did 3 days, and then like I didn't do the 4th day, and then on the 5th day I try to catch up, and then it just falls apart. Like you can't do it. I can't do it.
Right.
But I'm like, if I could just dictate this bitch to someone, and they could type it all out for me,
I know.
Because I could tell the story for days.
Sometimes how I feel about working on cars. If I could just tell people what to do, and I'll just drive them.
That's kind of like, that's why I feel like we're gonna be good directors one day.
Oh, we're gonna be great directors.
Like when we're just be like, do this, do this, do this, do this. No, this angle. One more.
There it is.
Like I know what I want to see. Just make it happen. Right. I don't care how you do it.
Yeah.
Like that's I don't know. But yeah. So the whole point was that I don't care about the medium. Like it's the story. So that's why I was wondering about him. Is I don't know if maybe maybe he just has it in his head. Like he wants to make 10 movies and he's going to go and, I don't know, fucking teach classes somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, who knows? I just think it's interesting because I've never seen a creator like that, a director, retire, A, so young, B, like on a predetermined amount.
Right.
Like I've never heard of someone being like, I'm going to make X movies, call it a day. I've never heard of a writer be like, I'm going to put out 6 books and retire, disappear from life.
He's been open. I mean, he won't disappear, but he just won't be making movies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm genuinely, like, more so than, even if it's Star Trek or not Star Trek, more so than seeing his next movie, I'm genuinely more interested to see what's next.
Listen, if it's Star Trek, it better be badass.
I can't imagine it not being badass. All I know is I don't want to see hairy Klingon dick.
Because here's the thing.
If you haven't seen Django, you might understand why that's funny.
No, I know. I have seen on Django. The only one I haven't seen yet is I
haven't seen Crazy Eights.
Crazy Eights and the new one, the
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I haven't seen Crazy Eights. I haven't seen Once Upon a Hollywood. What was between Kill Bill and Django? I literally don't know. It took me years to watch Pulp Fiction.
You should Google that. What was between?
Super fun. Let's see. Let's just do.
Just Tarantino movies.
Tarantino movies. Hateful Eight. I don't know why I kept saying Crazy Eight.
Yeah, Hateful Eight. I knew what you
Pulp
were
Fiction. I never saw Reservoir Dogs.
Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards. Very good movie. Oh, I guess I've never watched Death Proof.
So there they are, right there. 1992 Reservoir Dogs, never seen it. True Romance, never seen it. I did not know that was him. Off the top of my head. Oh, it says not him though, not director. He was the writer. So is that part of the 10? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's way more intense. So it's just directing.
Directing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I don't know. That was 10. So the 10 that it says here he was the director of, unless he's counting Kill Bill as 1.
He might be counting Bill Will as well.
Then he's not.
Yeah.
But that's
not.
like...
He's counting Bill
Will. He's partial director as Sin City, so I guess he's not counting that.
He's not.
Although, to be honest, I didn't know he was part of that. I always just attributed it to Rodriguez.
Yeah, I had no idea he was part of that either.
So Reservoir Dogs, True Romance... Oh, not True Romance. Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction. Jackie Brown is very good.
I have not watched Jackie Brown.
So I've seen Pulp Fiction. I haven't seen Reservoir Dogs. Okay, so so far...
Reservoir Dogs is good. He's actually in it, too.
Kill Bill 1 and 2. Grindhouse, Death Proof, I have not seen.
I have not watched that either.
Inglourious Bastards is very good. Django is very good.
Very good.
Hateful Eight, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I got to watch Hateful Eight, Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Oh, he was the producer.
Or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I also have to watch, for some reason, never watched Jackie Brown. So.
Oh, I see. So here's the note. So except on True Romance, he was the writer. On 4 Rooms, he was partial director because he only directed a segment, which I think 4 Rooms is like a hotel or something with different stories told in every room. So he directed one part of it. Dusk Till Dawn.
He was in it, dude.
Yeah, I would have sworn he directed that. I would have lost that bet.
I would have lost that bet because I could have sworn. No, it was Rodriguez.
It was Rodriguez. You're right. Yep, directed by Rodriguez. Yep. Sin City, he was partial on.
I didn't even know he was involved in that, let alone.
Yeah, I didn't. It says special guest director. I don't understand what that means.
Unless at some point.
Oh no, it was directed by Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller. Of course it was. Fucking Frank Miller is such a character, man. Such a character.
Unless at some point he jumped in because somebody they couldn't make it.
It's a special guest director. What does that mean? Exactly?
Unless he jumped in to give who cares? Whatever. Go on.
Yeah. Executive producer only. He was in a bunch of stuff. Uncredited writing roles, acting roles. Holy shit. QT8, the first 8.
It's a documentary film.
Interesting.
Oh, that's right. He wasn't narrating the Hateful Eight, and I didn't even watch it, but I do remember that. Oh, that was him?
What?
Baghead? Frankie? That's funny.
He was 2 people, yeah.
That's funny.
First escape victim / American GI.
Shit.
Planet Terror. He was rapist number 1.
Oh, boy.
But just he was so creepy in Dusk Till Dawn.
It's all good, though.
Holy shit.
He was.
That was such a... I was like, I don't know if I like this dude. That's actually why I kind of, stayed away from him for a while. Because I was like, I don't know if I like this dude. He's kind of fucking creepy. But he just did his job really well.
He just did it, yeah.
He definitely does not... He's not anything like that.
No.
He just played that part
to 100%.
So, yeah. I don't even know. Star Trek. That's how we got to here. Star Trek. I hope he does do it. That'd be a cool way to end it because I think a lot of his other shit is very grounded.
Well, it's grounded and it's usually his own story. Where with Star Trek, it would not be his own story, but it could be a good way to end his career or end that directing career.
Right.
In the sense of, hey, it doesn't have to be my story to be badass.
Right. Yeah, that's really where I would love to see that. And I don't even care who the cast would be.
And I don't know, man.
Whatever.
Harry Klingon dick, you never know. Could be fun.
What if it has ridges like they're for...
What if
they're ribbed for her pleasure? That's it. I'm calling it right there.
Jealous. Jealous.
Oh my God. That's it. That's going to be it for this one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. See y'all next time.